Good morning, traders. This is Shane Scott, the moderator of Newsware's Trade Talk. At Trade Talk, we're providing you with the most up-to-the-minute news on the market, along with the facts, themes, and short-term trading ideas for the day ahead. Joining me today is our trading anchor, Bill Olson, who brings over 30 years of institutional trading knowledge to our program. We're going to get things started with our markets update. U.S. futures are ticking lower today, with S&P futures down 0.18%, Dow futures down 0.35%, and NASDAQ futures down 0.03%. Fed minutes released yesterday proved worrisome, showing that some officials are open to debate at upcoming meetings on scaling back bond purchases if the U.S. economy continues to progress rapidly. Markets are trading lower today as traders consider the possibility that faster inflation and signs of economic progress could bring a faster halt to stimulus. Cisco Systems, which fell after its profit forecast missed estimates, adds to a fourth day of losses for the S&P 500 index. Elsewhere in markets, treasuries are rising higher while oil is sliding, having reversed from earlier gains, extending a 3-week low after Iran's president said the broad outline of a deal to end sanctions on its oil had been reached. Yields on 10-year treasuries have fallen lower as the dollar has weakened. And over in Europe, equities trimmed an earlier advance with a drop in commodity and travel shares tempering gains in defensive sectors, while over in Asia, shares were relatively unchanged. Bill, what are you seeing as far as market updates?
Well, Shane, I'm looking at the S&Ps and they're weak. They've been, weak all morning. I'm a little concerned about, what's going on, but I did see them starting to rise. They were down 0.40%, and now when you're looking at them, they have really started to come back. So that's a positive sign. Why are they continuing to be weak? Because, the Fed's meeting minutes, and they're just continuing to loom over the markets this morning. In the pre-market, we have the initial jobless claims coming out. The expectations are them to be slightly lower than the past number, so that's a positive. I'm looking at crude oil, continues to remain weak, and, anticipation that those sanctions on Iran are going to be lifted soon. You got earnings reports from Kohl's, Ross Stores, Applied Materials. That should all be interesting. But, we're still kind of dealing with this hangover from yesterday's Fed meeting minutes. The Fed really has started to telegraph an eventual shift away from their easy money policies as evidence, because we are building a robust economy here. In the minutes, the Fed officials said that they're discussing a plan for reducing the Fed's bond buying program in the future. Now, when will this happen? This is always the question. You know what? There's a Jackson Hole meeting that the Fed typically uses when they go out and they announce a big major policy shift. That meeting is going to be held in August. So that's when they're probably going to be announcing a change to their monetary policy as they get more data on inflation coming in. But for now, I'm still keeping my eyes on earnings. I told you which ones that are coming out this morning, then let's see how they do.
Let's talk about earnings. Earnings to watch today. Bill, what are we looking at?
Well, Cisco, they came out last night. They beat by a penny. They did it on higher revenue, but guess what? Their guidance was not good. That's why you're seeing the stock sell off. Kohl's, that's ticker KSS. These guys beat by 99 cents on higher revenue. You look at the Children's Place, it's ticker PLCE, Paul, Larry, Charlie, Edward. They beat by $3.19 on higher revenue, but they chose not to provide guidance at this time. L Brands, that's ticker LB, they beat by a penny on higher revenue. And Ralph Lauren, this one just came in, ticker RL, Richard Larry. They topped estimates by 65 cents this morning. So these are some interesting ones that just came out.
Do you have any insights as far as upcoming earning announcements?
Well, let's take a look at AMAT. That's Applied Materials, ticker AMAT, Apple Michael, Apple Tom. They're priced for a 3.9% move. They're releasing this afternoon. Estimates are for $1.51. Decker Outdoors, that's ticker DECK, David Edward Charlie Kilo. They're priced for a 6.4% move when they release this afternoon. Call put ratio here is 0.09, so I'm a little concerned. Estimates for Deckers is 63 cents. Palo Alto Networks, that's PANW, Paul, Apple, Nancy, William, priced for a 6% move when they release this afternoon. Call put ratio here is negative as well, 0.33. Estimates are calling for $1.28 per share. Ross Stores, that's ticker ROST, Richard Oscar Sam Tom, price for a 4% move when they release this afternoon. Call put ratio is 2.8. Earnings estimates are for 88 cents. And then tomorrow morning we have earnings results coming out from John Deere. That's ticker DE, David Edward. You're looking for a move of 4.2%. When they release, call put ratio is 1.5. That's positive. Earnings per share is $4.50. That's nice. Foot Locker, that's ticker FL. Frank Larry, their price for a 7.3% move. They're releasing tomorrow morning. Call put ratio is 1.15. Little light, but still positive. Earnings per share estimate is $1.05. But that's what I see for the upcoming earnings coming out, Shane.
Let's talk about economic reports. Bill, what are we seeing there?
At 8:30, we have the jobless claims. That report's coming out. Also at 8:30, we have the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. And at 10 o'clock, we have the leading economic indicators report coming out. This evening at 6:05, Dallas Fed Bank President Robert Kaplan is going to be speaking. He's really been on the circuit a lot, trying to gather support for his views. He's in favor of tapering, so you're seeing him out there really trying to get that message out there.
Moving into our morning's critical insights, starting things off with one on Merck, ticker MRK. Its pneumococcal vaccine just hit all primary and safety endpoints in its phase 3 study, and this is for use in infants and children. Merck's share price is down 0.08% in pre-market. In other news, Eli Lilly, ticker LLY, announced that its clinical trial for the company's treatment for type 2 diabetes met all primary and secondary endpoints, leading to superior A1C and body weight reductions in all patients. Another phase 2 trial, a success, Insight, ticker INCY, its treatment for leukemia just met primary endpoints in its phase 2 trial. In other news, Jam City is set to become a publicly traded company through its merger with DPCM Capital. It's ticker XPOA. The combined company value will be $1.2 billion and trade on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol JAM, ticker JAM. In other news, robotics firm Mimic Innovative Surgery is set to go public through a merger with MedTech Acquisition, ticker MTAC. News on Virgin Galactic, ticker SPCE. Virgin Galactic has confirmed that its next rocket-powered test flight of Spaceship Two will be conducted on May 22nd. Galactic share price is up 16.21% in pre-market. News on Ford, ticker F. Ford and SK Innovation, a battery producer in South Korea, are set to unveil their electric battery joint venture in the U.S. The companies will announce an MOU over the venture, which could cover a co-owned manufacturing plant to produce battery cells. Ford's share price is up 1.16% in pre-market. News on BioNTech, ticker BNTX, and Pfizer, ticker PFE. The companies will be supplying 60 million doses of their COVID-19 vaccine to Turkey with the option of 30 million more. BioNTech's share price is down 0.12% in pre-market, while Pfizer's is down 0.08%. In other news, ST Microelectronics, ticker STM, is reportedly considering making a takeover offer for Nordic Semiconductor, which sells wireless chips and devices. Nordic's CFO responded regarding the takeover by saying that the company has no comment, nor were they aware of the offer. STM's share price is down 0.7% in pre-market. News on Alphabet, ticker GOOG. Alphabet's autonomous driving unit, Waymo, is in talks with outside investors to raise up to $4 billion and has discussed plans to list publicly. And last one for me, one on DraftKings, ticker DKNG. DraftKings is set to become the first official daily fantasy sports, gaming, and sports betting partner of 23XI Racing and its NASCAR driver, Bubba Wallace. DraftKings share price is up 0.44% in pre-market. Bill, what are you seeing as far as this morning's news?
Well, Shane, I break my news alerts down into specific events. I do for specific sectors. Just allows me to really focus in really quickly to kind of see where the action is and take advantage of opportunities. My FANG alert, I'm watching it. I see Apple. There's a UBS survey that came out that's indicating that the 12-month purchase intent of consumers is risen to 22%. Now, The reason why that's important is because it's the highest in the last 5 years. So that's kind of interesting. It means people may be replacing their iPhones to take advantage of the new 5G network. I got something on Google here. I mean, apparently Google's appealing a court order to unblock a YouTube account of a sanctioned Russian businessman. It's kind of interesting. We got to see how that plays out. In that Apple Epic trial that's going on, Apple put their top engineer on the stand yesterday, and he played up the security of the App Store, as a safe haven for developers and consumers as the company continues, in that defense, that in the antitrust case against Epic Games. I got my Dow Jones 30 alert window that I watch often. Microsoft, apparently they're announcing plans to retire Internet Explorer, the browser that was all the, caused them all that legal action in the 90s. They're finally going to retire it.
Wow.
McDonald's, this is ticker MCD. McDonald's is going to be doubling its advertising spend to diverse media outlets. Now, this is going to be interesting because McDonald's also has a shareholders meeting today. So you want to keep an eye on that. My option headlines, Biogen, that's ticker BIIB, boy, India, boy. This is interesting to me because the May call option implied volatility is at 42. June is at 93, almost more than double. Now, you look at the 52-week range, it's 28 to 103, but wow, they're expecting some movement in Biogen in June. Ticker SYY, this is Cisco, not the network manufacturer. This is the food manufacturer. SAM, yellow. The May option implied volatility here is 36. June is at 25. Now you look at their 52-week ratio, and it's 25 to 63. The key here is that they're having an investors meeting today. Call put ratio right now, yesterday was 6.6 calls to every one put, and the focus really was on the 8150s and 8250 calls for May. So you want to keep an eye on Cisco SYY. In terms of shareholder meetings that we're seeing today, we're also got Xerox. That's ticker XRX. They're starting their annual shareholders meeting that starts at 9 a.m. Mohawk Industries, that's ticker MHK. They're starting at 10 a.m. Morgan Stanley, ticker MS. Their annual shareholders meeting starts at 10 a.m. as well. McDonald's, MCD, they're starting their annual shareholders meeting at 10:30 to 11 a.m. DBX is Dropbox. Something funny here. Something smells off here because they're having their annual shareholders meeting that starts at 12 noon. Dropbox has been having some unusual option activity as of late, so keep an eye on shares at DBX. In terms of guidance, Kohl's, these guys adjusted their EPS now, and they're expected it to be in the range of $3.80 to $4.20. That's up from the previous guidance of $2.45 to $2.95. So it's a big increase. Cisco, on the other hand, they're forecasting fourth quarter earnings to be, 81 cents to 83 cents. Problem is that the street was really looking for them to come in at 85 cents. So that's a big negative for Cisco. So that's why you're seeing Cisco trade lower this morning.
Well, moving into our trade talk picks for today, I'm picking Applied Materials, ticker AMAT. This is an earnings play. They're reporting after the close today. They have an estimated EPS of $1.51. They're up 0.68% in pre-market, and they've been doing fairly well this year. So I think this is something that we can expect them to see some positivity from and do well in their earnings. What's your pick looking like, Bill?
I'm going with Foot Locker, ticker FL, Frank Larry. Earnings are tomorrow morning, price for a 7% move. It's positive. Call put volume 1.15. It's good. It's not great. It's good. I like the fact that they got a good credit rating upgrade last month. That's always a positive. I think there's some momentum there. I think you might be able to pull out some money in Foot Locker today. So that's my pick for today. Foot Locker, ticker FL.
Well, let's move into what's hot off the press. So this is the news that's hitting the tape as we speak that will be moving the stocks today. Let's go ahead and get into it. Looking at our newsware alerts, Bill, which are the ones we should be letting traders know about?
Ticker SJM, Sam, John, Michael. Sam John Michael is JM Smuckers. They were just named a catalyst call buy idea at Deutsche Bank. Ralph Lauren, ticker RL, Richard Larry. They're reinstating their quarterly dividend after a blowout earnings release.
Virgin Galactic, one that we spoke about, ticker SPCE, has shot up even farther in pre-market, up to 23% now.
Canadian Pacific, they're calling on Kansas City Southern Board to reject the CN's proposal.
Toyota, ticker TM, is announcing that there's a new clean assist program that allows carbon-free charging for Toyota plug-in owners in California.
There's a rumor out there that JP Morgan is offering a block of 8 million shares of DoorDash, ticker DASH, David Apple, Sam Henry.
Wendy's, ticker WEN, is doing some kind of special with Pringles and one of their sandwiches.
Home Depot's, they're going to be making a presentation at the RBC Global Consumer and Retail Conference.
Anything else interesting for you, Bill?
No, that's all I'm seeing.
Same here. So that'll do it for what's hot off the press. Traders, keep in mind, you can receive the same breaking news that we do simply by subscribing at newsware.com. Check us out for a free trial today. Moving into our scoreboard, talking about how our picks did from Wednesday. I had Ford, ticker F, which opened at $12.03 and went up to as high as $12.20 by about 1:10 p.m. And it held that for around an hour. So it was easily a tradable level for a high of 1.41%. Around 2 p.m., it started to drop a little bit lower, ended up closing at $12.11. All around closing higher. So good move for us. And they're up in pre-market today. Honestly, if you didn't sell it, I'd say hold it because it looks like they got some more momentum. There's more going on with them too. So I see some positivity as well today. How'd your pick up doing, Bill?
I did Kohl's. It's ticker KSS, Kilo Sam. Stock opened up at $60.64, ran to a high of $61.15, but it closed lower with the market at $60.25. Yeah, listen, Kohl's delivered a blowout earnings report. They delivered a beat at 99 cents. They raised guidance. They did everything right. But the issue here is that the shares are up 48% so far this year. So they're taking 2% off the stock price this morning. I'm disappointed because I thought you're really going to see a pop on those earnings, but it moved the other way.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at Trade Talk. But traders, you know what to do. Let's get out there. Let's make some green.